All right, our next more detailed um, exploration, so to speak, is to understand, well, it's to understand assemblies. And I know that I talked a little bit about assemblies before, but in this case, I'm going to say assemblies specifically in the context of like a railing. Okay, so there are a number of different ways that you can approach a handrail on a stair, right? So let's look at probably the most basic form. Let me hide that actually. Um, pipe handrail. So a simple, you've all seen this. It's just a very simple pipe handrail. Um, you know, it could take many different forms. It could look like this little loopy one, or this is probably one of the most basic ones where it's just a couple of verticals and a couple horizontals. Um, and this is going to suit a lot of purposes. It's probably one of the cheapest configurations you can find. So if you wanted to do something like this, the command that you would probably want to use is
Pipe.
yeah, pipe, right? So it's pretty simple. For simplicity's sake, actually, I might straighten out this stair. So I'm not wasting your time with all that. Let me just do a copy of this. All right, I made a copy just so I'm not wasting your time with unnecessary rotates. Okay, so the stair, right? The stair has particular properties. The handrails are going to be anywhere from, what was it, 210? Yeah, handrails are 210 and 42 inches, I think, for the guardrail. So it's been a while since I did one. But anyway, the way that I typically do it is I'll just draw a profile and I'll start doing my pipes, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to simplify it by anchoring it on the edge, I'm going to say 42 inches. And then I'm going to hover over the end. Oh, sorry, we need project on. Turn project on for this. So I'll start here and I'll say 42 inches. Then I hover over the nose of the stair, the top stair, and I say, oh, you know what? That's not going to work either. Hold on. I'm going to hover up and say 42 inches. Then I'm going to hover over that and hold shift. That way I don't have to measure at all and go down there. Okay. The other thing that we do here is draw another one down to the bottom tread and say 42 inches up. Oh, I clicked an extra stop. Hold on. 42 inches. And then hold shift, say 12, what do we have to do? We have to do 11 inches. You know what, sorry, I screwed that up too. I'll do it this way. Basically, you need to have a line that goes a little bit beyond the stair. So I just drew a line along the nose, and now I'm just going to scale it forward a little bit. Draw another line, and bring it off to the side, right? So your 42-inch line actually has to go from here up. So then we have to say polyline from there to there, and then we're going to have to go another 1 foot out. So I can get rid of these. The good thing is I can actually keep that pipe. And I'll draw another one here. Let's see. There to there. Hit enter. Alright, so I'll just work with this for now, and then I'll show you the issues, and then we'll move on. So, without doing the extra horizontal. Actually, I will show you the extra horizontal. Sorry. We'll go from here to there, down to the midpoint, and then 1 foot out. Right, so at that point it gets really easy because you've got your oh, sorry, we don't need the... I'm really absent-minded today, guys. I'm all wiped out. I moved this weekend and I'm exhausted. So forgive me for small errors. What's that?
So it's all good.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, so, basic linear form. You would think that it would work out just fine. I'm going to move this so that it's aligned with the outer edge of my stair right here, right? It all looks good. I'm going to take those two and join them together just so I can do it with one pipe. So if I need a handrail, usually they're going to be 1.5 inches thick or something like that, or 1 3/4 inches or something. So basically the command is just pipe. And if all of the elements, all of the rails on this handrail are going to be the same thickness, then you can select them all at once, which is pretty cool. I did not select them all at once. Pipe. And, oh, you know what, I'll pre-select them first. There we go. Pipe. So it asks you for the pipe radius, and so I'm going to say 1.5 inches. And there it is. Now, the downside is when it really comes down to it. Oh, that was pipe radius. Sorry, that was too thick. See what I mean, guys? I'm exhausted. Pipe. 0.75 inches. That looks better. All right, so when it really comes down to it, these things kind of need to be positioned, and this is a little bit more detail than you're probably going to get into with most of your models, but it does assist with it being convincing and real. These actually need to be inset, right? So you need to think about, it's not just the alignment of the center line of all these elements that you're creating, it's, how big is it going to be? How much thickness is there in this particular element, whether it's a wall or a pipe or a frame, whatever it is. So really, this particular profile, I need to pull these back 2 points in at least 3/4 of an inch, so I'm going to do 1.5 inches. And I need to pull this line back the same amount, 1.5 inches. That also means that this point here needs to move in. Other than that, we're all good. Except up here in plan view, we need to also shift in plan view. So I'm going to push it down here, negative 1.5 inches, which brought me the other way. There we go. So then I can select them all and pipe those. Alright, so that looks like this. You'll notice that the corners are cleanly mitered when you're using pipe. That's not always going to be the case. So let's take a look at this particular configuration where I've piped it. All the connections look really clean. I can, well, did that one work? It kind of did. So I can actually add to this and it'll look pretty clean. So let's take a look at that real fast. If I want to go around to the other side, which is right here, I can do the same thing. Actually, these are just going to be lines. So I'll go from here to there, and another one from here to there. This one's easy because it just returns back to the wall, essentially. So I'll get that pretty close. Then I will do a move command, and I'll go from that point to here. Okay, so they're in place. Now what these are going to look like, I'll do pipe, I'll select that. Oh, sorry, I'll select them both first. Pipe, enter. All well and good, you would think. So it's not always a perfectly clean corner when you have to blend multiple pipes together. So that one's a little bit more of a difficult condition for it to rectify. In fact, I don't know that I've done a corner like that actually modeling it. So let me try that out. Pipe, bam, did it wrong again. Pre-select. Yeah, so it doesn't want to rectify it. Maybe if I join them. Oh, I can't join them, that's right. Yeah, you might not be able to get it like that. So your best bet might be, my thought would be probably your best bet is to use your top two, because then it's going to have the dominant corner on the outside. So those will be the ones that I join with this and that. Okay, so I changed the dominant corner to be the top one. Now, I will say this. When it comes to the level of detail in your model, odds are you're never going to have to worry about this tiny little thing. Unless it's a very specialized sort of condition where you're doing a very detailed rendering of a particular element, then you might want to get into more detail. But for most applications, when you're looking at the handrail of a stair, you're going to be just fine with this. What questions do you have about using pipe? No? None? Okay, cool. How long did this one run? Because there's more I want to do. All right, so I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to move into another handrail kind of condition, and then we'll go on from there.